What should you
consumption.
ask a Ouija board to talk about if you're doing a podcast?
Don't play with Ouija boards.
But that's not a Ouija board. That's a stop sign board. It's not like the other ones.
It's a portal to the supernatural realm.
Oh, okay.
Since you are
Supernatural.
podcasting beyond the grave.
It looks like it glows in the dark, too.
It does.
I bet it does.
Okay, well, we're live with another audio podcast.
From beyond the grave.
That's right. We are podcasting from beyond the grave.
And we can ask the Oracle any questions that you have.
Because we got a Ouija board right in front of us here.
That's right.
It looks like a stop sign. I ain't never seen one like this. This is
Call
actually really
502-555-5555
All the fives. Dial all the fives. If you
with your questions for
with your questions.
beyond the grave. But it's 2023 February Super Bowl Sunday.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I have to be continuously reminded that today is the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
By whom?
By other people saying, hey, it's a Super Bowl. And I go, oh, yeah.
I would say if you're going to order pizza, there should be a little...
Yes, if you have not got your sodas and Velveeta cheese, you're shit out of luck by now.
Order your...
Hot wings now.
You should order extra, yeah.
Or your 72-inch plasma television.
Well, the pizza... We'll have to order our pizza here soon. The pizza delivery will be constant today.
No one else on the road but the pizza guy.
Yeah, that'll be it. It's such a strange phenomenon, actually. The NFL is just... They have to love that they've turned the penultimate chapter of their game into a pop culture event in which people freely admit, I only watch to be advertised to. There's nothing else you'll hear anyone ever say that about. I only watch for commercials.
Yes, that is ridiculous to say. But I believe we're going to get the Flash movie trailer.
That's what I mean. It's almost like Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Because it's blended so many things into... But yeah, the Flash trailer.
With Old Man Keaton as the Bat.
I guess. I heard he's been cut out of it.
Well, he was supposed to be in the Batgirl movie, and since they scrapped that whole thing...
There's an interesting theory I read the other day that Warner Brothers...
Theory or conspiracy?
It's a theory that Warner Brothers may be selling the entire DC license.
Yeah.
And that this James Gunn itinerary may not even...
Happen, really?
Maybe something that is just put out there.
It's as a selling point.
Yeah, now he's going to do some self-contained films. But if they start a big interconnected MCU and then sell the franchise, whoever would buy it, whether it be Amazon or Apple or...
they would just start over.
Or Universal.
Just
take
but the IP
once again, you have to start over in this. And would that be a selling point if you have to start over again?
Well, it's not that big of a deal because they start comics over all the time. Somebody goes in the timeline, screws something up, and then they've just rebooted all and they start again. So now they can do that in a movie.
And it frustrates comic readers, but comic readers are a tiny fraction of moviegoers.
Yes, yeah.
But that could just be a conspiracy with, especially with the Matt Reeves Batman stuff seems to be going ahead. So.
Yeah, I heard they're gonna make a 2
because it's and that they're basically calling it an Elseworld, and then they'll have a core center universe that has connectivity, and then they can produce all these weird offshoots, one-offs.
I haven't heard much about the Penguin TV show, which I thought that was going to... I mean, Marvel seems like they're able to get their TV shows out very quickly.
Well, yeah, because of I guess they're just trying to figure out where they're going to show it, if they're going to show it. And there's with HBO and was it Discovery, that's all ownership, and I guess they just didn't know where to put it at. But yeah, there was supposed to be the Gotham Knights, wasn't it? Or there was going to be the police drama based in Gotham City.
Oh, was that canceled?
I think, but I don't know. They didn't mention it with the new James Gunn stuff.
Now, have y'all watched any of the other shows like Doom Patrol and?
I watched the first season and I did enjoy it. I have not gone back to see the second, or I guess there might be a third.
Season 1 was kind of fun,
Yeah.
wonky, but
Yeah,
Yeah, I haven't watched the Doom Patrol, but I did watch the Teen Titans.
I didn't keep up on it. Enjoyed most of it.
They kind of introduced the Doom Patrol in that, and it's the same characters.
Yeah, and they went back and redid it just a slight bit, changed it just.
Now, see,
just
that's
a
what I
little
was wondering because when
Yeah.
I watched it on the Teen Titans, that's why I was
Yeah.
kind of interested to
bit.
watch it.
It's like they weren't ready yet or something, and recasting and stuff like that.
Yeah, because Brandon Fraser's in it,
Hmm.
and he's the big race car robot guy.
Well, yeah, he's just in the first episode, and the rest of the time he just does a voice acting. That's all it is.
Oh yeah, because he does I've seen previews where it looks like he's talking to himself as the
Right,
robot, right?
no, that's a. I haven't watched too many. I don't even watch the Harley Quinn show.
Yeah,
I watched the
hadn't
first season of that. Now we're talking about the cartoon, right?
either. Mhm.
And then, yeah, I haven't after. Yeah, the first season I haven't caught back up with it yet.
I mean, it's kind of funny for what it is.
Yep.
I just never have a huge desire to be. It's like,
Yeah, it's like, oh, gotta watch it.
gotta watch Harley.
I guess to me, it's the oversaturation of things. Where before you had to watch it because you never know if they're going to make it ever again or continue making it. Now it's just like, yeah, they'll make more. Now it's like, okay, you made Harley Quinn show. Okay, now what?
Well, just in the last couple of years, we've seen such an expansion. I remember living at the last house, which, say 5-10 years ago,
Yeah.
where we didn't have a streaming,
No. Mm-mm.
and so it's just the network shows. A show like Gotham, we would watch Gotham every week. It wasn't that good,
Yeah.
but it was something that was on.
Yeah.
Right.
And you
yeah.
could record it on the DVR, and it was just there. The Flash, all the CW stuff, and
Arrow.
I would never watch any of it now.
Right.
The Flash was the last season, so they're gonna run that out, and I guess the CW itself, I think that entire network's just gonna dissolve.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, because now it's like I don't even know because I don't keep up with any of it. It's kind of like, oh no, what are they gonna do?
It's
And
left
like
Ri-
I'd be researching it, but now
Riverdale, or
it's like, yeah.
yeah. I bet a lot of people will watch the last episode of the Flash or the last couple episodes. Sure.
Shoot, I think I stopped after I don't know how many seasons, but I know at least the third season I stopped watching The Flash.
Oh, it got muddled.
Yeah, I mean the same crap over and over and over again. Run, Barry, run! I know you can do it. Oh wait, I got powers now. What do we do?
Yeah. Well, when the focus, just like on Arrow, when the focus shifted to the shifted from the superhero over to the entourage and the
Yeah.
the Felicities and all that. Yeah, Arrow was kind of cool for a year or two.
Yeah, it was.
Again,
I've
because we didn't really have anything else. Now there's, you can watch it almost
You could throw
almost any of it,
throw
anywhere,
a stone at something
all you
and
want
run
to.
into it, right?
Yeah. Oh, it's definitely oversaturated.
Yeah.
Well, I look at it as because there ain't nothing else interesting. No one's got nothing else new, coming out. It's let's make money off these comic books that's had all this rich history, and
Yeah.
we can milk this for a while
That's a
until we
good
can
term,
come out.
A rich history of of stories that we can poorly adapt, and poorly cast. And
Yeah.
We'll cheeseball the heck out of it and go on to it.
and we'll make some animated stuff. But
A lot of that, I think that's what they should keep doing, and just make the animation, because a lot of that's way better than the live action.
Well, the animation, it lends itself to be. It can last longer. Nobody ages out
Right.
as quick with live action stuff.
And you would think you can put it out a lot faster than you can.
Mm-hmm. If if it was more like anime, that was more acceptable, then you could do that sort of thing. Wouldn't have to do live action stuff. Just like, oh, it's just animated. It looks great. Story's good. Wow, they use the same story.
Yeah.
yeah, I wonder why there couldn't be like a, anime is so popular that why couldn't you have an ongoing American superhero show that?
Right.
I mean, they used to. Cartoon Network stuff.
Well, heck, I want to say they done the X-Men as an anime cartoon for at least a season.
No, it was on longer than that.
Was it on
It
longer?
was
than
on a little too long.
that? I know they did the Fantastic Four, and who else did I see as an anime? So, Wolverine.
Yeah.
But yeah, they can. You think they could do a Young Avengers like that? That'd be kind of cool.
Well, the what if stuff is fun as far as the Marvel stuff.
Yeah, I enjoyed some of that.
Mm-hmm.
So with it being Super Bowl Sunday today, it's also getting close to Valentine's Day, and we were looking at.
And what does Valentine's Day mean to you?
Oh man, what
Let's
does it
see.
mean? Spend a bunch of money that you don't need to spend.
All these. Here's a sheet of 1974 DC Comics Valentines, and it means Holy Heart Valentine. I think you're wonderful. Let's be pals.
Yeah, this is really cool. It's got the old artwork and with a bunch of hearts
Are
and
there
supers.
any villains in there wishing happy
There is.
Valentine's?
In fact, there's Penguin with his umbrella
Okay. what
saying,
does he
"You
say?
stole my heart, teacher."
Oh. Well,
Okay. That's interesting.
now, if I was a
Wah,
teacher
wah,
and
wah.
got a penguin, I stole your heart, I'd be kind of concerned.
Then there's this Robin here with just a heart that says, "You're nice."
Well, that was nice of
Very,
Robin.
very little effort went into that one.
What's Green Lantern saying over there?
Green Lantern says, "Let's be pals. Hi."
As he's pointing his ring at your face.
Well, it's the same clip. It's that same clip art that they used.
Yeah, for everything.
For everything back in the 70s.
So Penguin's the only villain that.
No, there's Catwoman next to him.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, there is.
This is the purple dress Catwoman saying,
Okay.
"You're a real catch." And there's the Flash saying, "I'd go for you in I'd go for you in a flash, Valentine."
Man, that's awful.
And Green Arrow says, "I'm aiming for you, Valentine." Zip. You're nice. Oh, it also says "you're nice" down at the bottom.
You're nice, but I'm still going to shoot an arrow at you.
Hope you ain't got an apple in your head.
Yeah, there is a Joker.
What is the Joker and Batman and Robin there?
They're chasing Joker. No joking, Valentine, be mine. You're terrific. So it's interesting that Penguin, of all the supervillains you could choose,
So there's not a Swamp Thing on that one, or
there's Riddler. Penguin.
Black Mana.
It's just like the Pepsi Super Series glasses from the 70s.
Yeah.
And the only villains on those were Penguin, Riddler, and Joker. And it's all because of the Adam West show. I guess this circles back to talking about shows.
What's
It's-
popular to kids like?
Well, that show had a real impact. And that's where people learned who Penguin and Riddler and Joker were. Because, the three of them, when Mego first did their set of super foes, one of the first times there was a whole line of supervillain action figures. And then Marty Abrams and the people at Mego decide, well, we're going to take Joker, Penguin, and Riddler because everyone loves them from the show. And then we need a Superman villain. So instead of Lex Luthor, we'll make Mr. Mixel Plick. And he sat on shelves for a good decade or two.
So since we don't have enough villains in these old-timey DC Valentines, what would Lex Luthor's Valentine say?
It would probably say something like,
I kryptonite you. I don't know.
I'll buy you dinner.
How about that for $1, right?
Okay.
That's probably why he's not on here, because they probably think it nothing really good to say. But then again,
evil doesn't like Valentines.
Right.
I'm surprised Mixel Plick is not on here, because he was they knew how much he sucked after his figure sat on shelves for years, so they didn't even want to put him on here.
And
We'll be constructing some of these on the video version.
Okay. So Black Manta's Valentine would read...
I'm drowning for you.
Don't drown on me.
Solomon Grundy? Solomon Grundy died on Sunday. Valentine's Day is on Tuesday.
You could have the modern DC villains.
Mr. Freeze.
The Schwarzenegger.
I'm no longer in love with you. My heart is frozen.
Yeah, we need some good one-liners from Mr. Freeze, some Arnold Schwarzenegger style.
My heart is cold. It has frozen for you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Man Bat?
Yeah. Just some screeching. Yeah.
Bizarro. Me hate you.
That's what he would say, too.
You're evil.
It says you're nice, right?
Yeah.
You're not nice.
Zod from the Superman movie from the 70s. Kneel before my heart.
Well, they could have Ursa from that movie, too.
Mm-hmm. You're puny. My lovemaking will kill you.
You'd be puddle of mud at that.
What is this? I have powers beyond belief here.
So there's no Lois Lane in there.
No.
They got some Batgirls, no Supergirl.
Yeah, Batgirl says you drive her batty.
Yeah. The only female is Batgirl. But we've got, that's that same Penguin clip art, of course. We got Wonder Woman. Yeah, there's two women.
Oh,
Wonder
what
Woman.
does she got to say about Valentine's
I think
Day?
you're wonderful.
Just because your name is Wonder Woman.
Oh, there's a Supergirl and Wonder Woman there at the corner.
Oh, yeah, there's Supergirl. You're out of this world.
Why are you chasing me?
Well, here's Plastic Man, too.
Yeah, I see that.
Wow, what's Plastic Man say?
You're a knockout. Pow. And then Batman and Robin, you're number one with me, pal. He kind of winks at...
And there's Penguin, Batman, and Superman standing there together.
No more tricks.
Just love, baby.
Oh, no, actually, here, look here. Here's Flash, Green Arrow, and Wonder Girl.
Okay.
Let's
Wonder
team
Girl
up
made 'em?
together.
Whoa.
That doesn't...
Whoa.
Homage à toi.
I guess that's what it appears to be.
What's the sound effect? Spunk.
Sprung. And it's not even Black Canary. And Dinah wouldn't like this at all. We got Donna Troy there in the middle.
What would Gorilla Grodd's Valentines be?
You made me swing from tree.
You give me banana dick, baby.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go bananas for you. There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Definitely.
I'm not really good at this job.
That's funny.
Brainiac's Valentine?
Oh, he's too smart for Valentine's Day. He knows better. There won't be no Brainiac.
The Batman who laughs?
What would the Batman who laughs say, Brad?
Well, you'd have all the robins on the chains and
Just be a Valentine's full of razor blades or something.
I'm stuck on you. And he's got his spiked visor going through your face.
He's looking up there for references now.
Yeah, it's like I forget.
You got what would Necron, the Black Lantern Corps?
No idea.
I'll resurrect your love.
There you go.
They used to have Monster Valentine. I remember the Universal Monsters had a set of Valentines.
Well, the big Frankenstein
You
and
know,
the vampires.
Because I had bought those in the 90s, and I always, I'm going to keep these. I remember getting those and punching them out, and I should have kept them. There was a lot of Universal Monster stuff in the 90s. It seems like,
Yeah, they was big in the 90s.
for some reason, I can't really figure out what that was, but
Just that that small resurgence. It's like Universal goes, okay, need some tax money. Let's pump out a bunch of licenses. We'll make some money back. We'll pay the government whatever we owe them.
this is our old IP.
Maybe it was like an anniversary kind of thing.
And I think there is something about, ownership of stuff that, like, you have to continue to make some kind of product off of it, right? Before it goes to public domain, or it goes
right.
back to the original whoever made it or something like that. Maybe that's part of it.
Well, yeah, and you've all seen so many crappy Dracula and Frankenstein films over the years, because those characters are public domain, but the makeups, the likeness of the actors are not.
Right.
Yeah, they're all trademarked.
Yeah, you have to go through like Lugosi Enterprises to use Bella's image on anything. It was hard to get for years, so I think that's why there wasn't a whole lot of product. I guess they just didn't want a bunch of crappy product with their family member.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of, demolish the rep for it, yeah. If you have a bunch of crappy movies after, your great-grandpa done made this famous kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah.
But so then this is the time of year where we have the 3 holidays that are all put together
Which holiday
in
is
retail
that?
stores. So you have Valentine's, you have St. Patrick's Day, and you have Easter, and they're all 3 shoved together. So when you go into stores,
Oh, God, yeah.
you see this weird flex of shamrocks and
Shamrocks,
eggs,
hearts, and
hearts and eggs, and
any dollar store in America, yeah.
oh God,
So it's it would be Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, and then Easter.
Yeah.
So is there the 2 nightmares before Easter, or the
Nightmare Before Easter?
yeah? Is that St.
So Jack Skeleton got to go to that forest again and find one of them trees.
They had all those doors, yeah.
Yeah, had all them doors.
In fact, I think if you read there was a novel that came out about Sally, and Sally went back to that grove where those trees were, and she went through one of the doors. Apparently, there were other doors that we didn't see.
Right. No, there was the Thanksgiving door.
yeah, remember the turkey on it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
walked in,
explore
"What's
some of the
this?
other
What's
doors,
this?"
at least in
But
this
didn't
novel.
somebody? Didn't they? The 3 little ones. They went and to the Easter door.
Yeah,
Yes.
Right?
Oogie
And they got the
Boogie.
Easter Bunny.
Yeah, because they
Did
want.
they ever put the Easter Bunny back?
Well, they told Jack that they did, but we
I
don't
think
know.
Oogie Boogie ate the Easter.
Do we truly
He
believe them?
could have. Yeah.
And there's a whole plot right there.
Yeah, that's a
We gotta
sequel
find
in
a
the
new-
making right
new
there.
Easter Bunny, or we got to make
That
one.
that would be far too dark. They would never. They would never go there. That Oogie ate.
Jesus, as a stop motion Jesus would have to come in and
and
help.
take over
Yeah,
the
take
Easter
over the-
holiday
yeah,
because
yeah.
Oogie ate.
Ate the bunny.
Oh God! But Oogie's dead though. We have to resurrect Oogie somehow.
Oh,
One of his bugs survived, and they
yeah,
can,
yeah.
he's just been
You have to
reproducing
clone all
larvae.
the
and-
insects. You have to reclone the insects to bring him back.
well, I thought Jack smashed
And
the
then-
last one,
And then
but
you put that
But you-
version of Oogie Boogie in a golden robe, and then have him destroy a franchise.
and then he wants to kidnap Jesus.
Yeah,
This all sounds like
Yeah.
Stoke for some reason.
Oh, that's the whole point of it. Is that he sends Lock, Shock, and Barrel to kidnap Jesus.
okay.
I think we got a story on our hands. Right. Next podcast is going to be what happened. Come on, run on.
How do Jack and Sally get involved in this?
Well, they have two children that go to the same school that the three children go to.
Lock, Shock, and Barrel go to school.
Well, they finally have to go back to school. They've been on leave for a while.
Yeah, and
the
the mayor
truancy
said-
officer of Halloween
mayor said
Town
it's time
had
for him
to-
to
We
go
don't
back
really
to
know
school.
what they are. I think they're just like little dead trick or treaters.
Well, one was in a devil's mask, one was a witch mask, and what was the other one? Just a psycho looking.
Yeah, he's like a round face, and he's like a zombie skeleton or something.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, because Halloween Town's kind of weird because you have monsters that live there. You have
Mhm.
werewolves and
They all had jobs.
vampires, and so you have immortal creatures, and then you also have just like murder victims. And how did they get there? How did the little trick or treaters end up there?
Just was born there somehow.
They
yeah.
They were born
got a
there.
golden ticket. I don't know. They came through the doors as well.
Because Jack was alive at one point.
Okay.
We hear him talk about that.
He was alive during the time that Halloween was truly real.
He was alive at one point in time because he goes, and since I am dead, I can take off my head.
Well, then it's the other world. Then this is
It's limbo.
yeah. There you go.
Yeah, you get a chance to go to limbo.
It's one of the 9 levels
So-
of hell.
Well, there was a world with Mr. Sandman. And that's where Sally... Mr. Sandman had his own world. The moon was on the door. And Sally... I think the origin of Sally is that she came from that realm.
I thought she
she
got
was-
made by the scientist
a-
guy.
Well, no. Dr. Finkelstein...
Stole her.
He hid that fact. Yes, he had gone through the moon door,
But he's in a wheelchair. I didn't see no ramps to the moon door.
and he took Sally. So Sally's a rag doll
Mhm.
that would be used for children to sleep.
Ah.
So she was part of Mr.
She was actually Mr. Sandman's bag.
And then
And he
Mr.
just stuffed her
Sandman,
with leaves
I
instead
believe,
of sand.
comes through the door and puts everyone to sleep in Halloween World, except Sally's immune to it because she comes from
the sand
the
world.
sleep
Yeah.
Mr. Sandman moon door. And so she has to figure out how to put things right and get rid of
Now,
Mr.
see, this conversation makes me want to go watch this movie all over again.
Yeah, I don't recall the moon door at all.
I don't
There
remember-
wasn't one.
Oh.
They've retconned
retconned it, yeah.
so that there were more doors than what you saw. Well, they kind of describe all the other doors, like Thanksgiving World is supposedly very...
Is it Eli Roth? Thanksgiving.
No, but we're actually getting that.
Finally.
He's finally making that.
Oh
I'm
my
so
God.
excited about
yes, that.
All right, so now I don't know what y'all's talking about.
You don't.
no.
Okay. Whenever the Grindhouse movies, whenever Quentin Tarantino and Rodriguez got together and they made the two movies,
Right.
and they showed them back to back in the theater.
Grindhouse movies, right?
The Grindhouse stuff, and they had made fake trailers that were spliced in. I think
Oh,
you
okay.
could watch them maybe
Oh, they're all on YouTube. Yeah,
Yeah,
every one
you
of
can
them's on
find
YouTube.
them. But Eli Roth did a slasher Thanksgiving trailer.
Called Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and the whole time there's like, don't eat the turkey, and there's like, and there's just all these like there's sex going on with cheerleaders and
There's a
Letterman.
parade.
Now, see, I can remember.
There's a
I can
scene
remember
in a Thanksgiving Day parade in which the pilgrim, who is the slasher,
yeah, and he's got like the pilgrim hat and he's got a black face and he's just
and he walks up to someone in a turkey costume and
Yeah.
just chops their head off in the middle of the street.
yeah.
So they're actually going to go back and make.
Eli Roth is finally making this movie.
And there's like this ending scene at the end of the trailer, like before like rolls the credits or whatever, and it's that pilgrim guy, and he is going to town on a cooked turkey. He's screwing the turkey,
Oh, wow.
and that family's like tied up at the table. Looks like Norman Rockwell. And he's going. It's like,
See.
and it's like
Thanksgiving.
it's like every 5 seconds it goes.
Thanksgiving.
So now I can see why you don't want to eat the turkey.
He
But-
carves
Yeah.
dark and white meat.
Yeah.
It's just
There's just so many bizarre scenes. I was like, what was it? The cheerleader that was on the trampoline in the
Oh,
school
yeah.
gym, and she's like,
well, you know
trying
this
to-
trailer pretty well.
Yeah, I was going to say.
It's amazing.
It
The other
is.
one is the don't trailer. Don't go behind the door. Don't go down in the
now
basement.
see
don't.
that I remember. I
If
remember.
Thinking
there
of
was-
going in the other room.
Don't. And then there was the Rob Zombie Werewolves of the SS.
Werewolf Women of the
Yeah,
Yeah,
SS.
SS,
and
yes.
it's like what was
It
it?
had Sybil Danning in it and all kinds of.
And Nicolas Cage was an Asian.
Oh, Nicolas Cage
was
played-
he like an Asian?
He played Fu Manchu.
Yeah, and he's like on his throne, and there's just werewolves with machine guns and shit. It's like, I want to see that too. But
Yeah, I
yes.
wish Rob would make that. I don't think there's any way in this climate that he could possibly make that movie today.
Women of the
Werewolf Women of the SS.
Yeah, that be.
As goofy, silly as it all is, I don't know. I don't know if he could.
Oh, there'd be
Go
somebody.
fund me.
There'd be a lot of people upset about that. I'm sure.
Yes,
No.
but
It
thanks.
don't take much no more.
But Machete was another one of them, and Machete got
Yes.
into a film.
Oh, yeah, I was
Yes,
gonna say
yeah.
Machete did.
2 movies. matter of
Oh,
fact.
did they make a 2?
Yep. Was not as good as the first. But
Danny
they did.
Trejo.
Yep.
Well, was he in? Was he in the Grindhouse?
No, I don't think so.
The only movie I can remember him being in is Dust Before Dawn. He was the bartender.
Dust Till Dawn.
Dust Till Dawn.
Yeah.
He was the
Yeah.
bartender in that motorcycle bar they all wind up
Maybe.
Well,
no,
he's in-
Cheech was in it.
He's in the Firefly saga films. Rob Zombie. He's in 3 from Hell. He's in
Yeah.
Devil's
Yeah,
Rejects.
yeah.
He's not in House of a Thousand Corpses, but he's in those 2. Because I think that's the moment where Danny Trejo actually became this like cult icon figure.
Right.
Was around the time of Machete. You just saw him a lot more. Oh, he's in Desperado, wasn't he?
Ah, yeah.
Early
He wa-
Rodriguez stuff.
yeah, he was in. But I can't remember. Wasn't he the main bad guy in that movie? Or was he just making a cameo? Okay.
But no, that was one of the best movie experiences I ever had.
Yes.
You sat there for like close to 4.5 hours.
Yeah.
It was a-
Yep.
But yeah, I'm super excited about Thanksgiving because we don't really have the go-to Thanksgiving horror film. Every other holiday has one. Every other major. Well, Easter doesn't have one either. Easter needs one, and Thanksgiving needs one.
Okay, I'm gonna play this.
Are these the trailers?
It's
Oh, the Thanksgiving. Okay.
This holiday season, prepare to have the stuffing scared out of you.
Have the stuffing scared out.
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
In the town of Plymouth, Massachusetts, the 4th Thursday in November is the most celebrated day of the year. The table is set. The festivities have begun.
Penguin.
when uninvited guests have arrived. And this year, there will be no leftovers.
Oh! Chopped his head right off. It's set up like a B movie too. That's kind of cool.
That's actually shot in Prague. If you look at the signs, they're all.
Oh, they're kicking the poor turkey's head around. Thanksgiving. Boingy, boingy. Oh, she's talented.
White meat, dark meat.
All will be served hard.
Oh no! Oh
Thanksgiving.
no! Oh, that was awful. Oh, not the lovers in the car. Oh, he lost his head.
Thanksgiving.
Cool it, Judy. I'm safe. Mommy's here.
Ain't that the girl that just... Oh no. Everybody keeps losing their head around her.
It's blood.
He licks his fingers. Blood.
Bitch.
Arrive hungry.
Happy Thanksgiving, Grandma.
Leave stuff.
Oh wow. Oh, this is the scene where you've seen everybody's tied up.
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
You'll come home for the holidays in a body bag.
Alrighty then.
Yeah, if he makes it true to that trailer, I cannot wait to see. And there's been reasons that he hasn't been able to do it. It's all must been tied up with money and
He's been busy
working on other projects.
Yeah.
And that this is the kind
That's
of
a
thing.
passion project.
Well, it is, and if he gets to do, it's like what Robert Rodriguez said about his career. It's like, I'll give the studio Spy Kids,
Yes.
and then in return, I get to do something
Yes.
I really want to do.
Yeah.
So I believe it's one of those cases
Yep.
there where
Yep.
he's.
I mean, heck, if they made Terrifier 1 and 2, they could pull that off.
Well, it's just the carbon copy of starts with Halloween. Friday the 13th is essentially, we're gonna take Halloween. Let's take a holiday, and we'll have slaughter around it. And
Yeah.
Mhm.
I really think My Bloody Valentine is so underlooked, and it's so weird to me because of course I've been watching it in the remake every year, but that they took something so unrelated to Valentine's, because who attaches a coal miner
To,
to
Valentine's Day, right.
And yet we have this icon now, and he's really becoming one, because there's actually merchandise with him now. There's board games and T-shirts and figures, and I'd say even 5 years ago you didn't see him on anything. So it's really come around, and so we've got this bloody coal miner attached to the holiday now. So at least that's how original it was.
All right, so now
We
I
didn't
don't
just have
know
a kind
nothing.
of Cupid mask going around, because that would have been the
Right.
easy way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, with little feathers on his back or something.
Yeah, well, and then that.
Just
That-
cherub face.
Yeah, cherub face.
Well, that's
yeah.
what they did with that David Boreanaz's Valentine movie, which is terrible.
So, do they ever go into the backstory of the miner?
Harry, well, yeah,
Because I haven't watched them, so I don't know.
he was trapped in the
You just lost a friend. by
Yeah,
saying
apparently, I did. You're
he
right.
was trapped in the
You seen that
mine.
look on his face, like you ain't never seen this.
He was trapped in the
What's wrong with
mine. Everybody else is at the Valentine's dance, and he was trapped down in the mine. And I think he ate some of the people he was down there trapped in there with. And then when he gets out, he goes on a killing spree.
He was hungry after that. He's like, man, I've
And,
been missing out on this all these years.
So they banned Valentine's for in the town of Valentine's Bluff, and they banned it for 20 years, and then Mabel decides that they're going to have a Valentine's dance, and the sheriff and everything are all down with it.
our town is all about love.
But we had a crazy coal miner kill about 20 people.
But
Now, the
nobody
remake
remembers
with-
that, right?
The remake with Jensen Ackles and Tom Atkins in 2006 is actually pretty good.
I was going to ask you about that.
I've been enjoying watching it. The
Yeah.
3D is great. There's some horrific scenes in there, and
Some flying axes at the camera.
some of the 3D stuff was
Or
great.
pickaxes.
It's one of those remakes that I like the Texas Chainsaw, and even the 2009 Friday the 13th. I thought was pretty good. It had the other supernatural guy in it. The what's his name?
Oh, the brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. I do know it, but I just can't think of it right at this moment. But so yeah, Valentine's has its iconic slasher movie. So now Thanksgiving, if he does this right, this will be, because there's a few Thanksgiving themed horror films like Blood Rage and a couple, but they're so obscure, nobody knows them. So and then there's the super generic stuff like with Thanksgiving and with that turkey and all that straight to video stuff.
And there've been like some zombie turkey movies or
Yeah,
something like
just,
that.
that stuff is so bad that
Yeah.
it's not even so bad it's good stuff. So, of course, St. Patrick's Day has the Leprechaun Warwick David's series, which what more could you want from that?
You could want more.
Well, since we're talking about horror movies of
The
holidays,
Easter has nothing. I don't count Night of the Lepus,
The Resurrection?
Passion of the Christ. Well, that's got more blood than a lot of things.
could be pretty scary if you look at it that way. Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, there's like the
holidays-
Bunnyman Massacre, but none of that's directly Easter related.
Just got a bunny in
It's
it.
a challenge to anyone out there.
to
To
Make
know-
it-
make me an Easter
I want
horror
something-
movie.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be a guy in a bunny suit.
Does it have to be supernatural or is it a slasher flip?
It can be like My Bloody Valentine, like I was saying. They picked something random and tied it into Valentine's. It could be so that Easter horror film doesn't have to be a dude in a bunny suit killing people. It could be, but it needs to be something related to Easter, set
right,
during
it's
Easter.
set during Easter,
Like
right.
Gremlins. Look at Gremlins. Gremlins is the perfect Christmas film, but it's only because it's set during Christmas.
Yeah.
So you could take a film set during Easter, slaughter at the egg hunt, right?
and find eyeballs in Easter eggs.
But-
as the kids
Yes,
are running.
exactly.
Yeah.
But why?
I mean, why? What we need?
You mean why?
Well, we do need a story like Harry Warden. He was trapped in the mine while everyone else was at the Valentine's dance. So
Has to be tragic,
ev-
right?
everybody's at the egg
What is
hunt.
he like allergic to chocolate? And he's just like, ah, Easter.
It's not the chocolate; it's the cherry filling. Yeah.
Take a hazardous job, and the person doing this hazardous job is left in a bad situation because everyone's at the egg hunt.
He's left alone; no one to help
He's
him.
left alone,
I'm going to get revenge.
and then he wants payback.
Yes.
I mean, there could be a scene. There's obviously a scene where he's in the bunny costume. Maybe he kills the mall bunny
And then
And-
he steals his outfit.
and
yeah.
steals his outfit for a scene, but he doesn't have to stay in the bunny outfit. I think that'd be a little cliched to have him in the bunny outfit the whole time.
Maybe just bunny ears.
It just looks like Donnie Darko.
Yeah.
Well, for 2 years now, I did. My friend who I used to hang out with some in the Highlands. Now she used to. I assisted her with this for 2 years. She has this very disturbing old, moldy-looking bunny suit. Now, I don't know if she still wears it. She might. And we used to walk down the Highlands. She would have a basket of eggs, and she'd put different things in the eggs. Sometimes it was a old cassette tape. Sometimes it was.
Was she using the legs pantyhose eggs to put shit like that in?
Yeah. That
Sometimes it was money. Sometimes it was candy. Sometimes it was all kinds of different things. And we would walk up and down Bardstown Road. I was recording this and taking photos, and just handing out eggs to random people.
Hopefully during Easter time.
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It
was
wouldn't make
Easter-
sense other words.
It was Easter weekend.
Just making sure.
We walk into the bars.
Oh, it's like the Bammy Walk, but the Easter Walk.
Yeah.
Did she speak while in costume, or did you do all the talking?
Well, she couldn't really say
just-
much through the mask.
He was just
So
filming.
Just
himself.
This is like
silently
the-
miming.
Just imagine
once
like
whatever in this basket.
no, I was just recording.
Okay.
She would just walk up to people and just be like, "Here, Easter happiness. Here's my basket," and they would take something. And there were moments where, if this was on YouTube, she'd have millions of clicks
Right.
and views because she walked up to. There were some homeless people that she ended up giving some cash to.
Okay.
And at first they would look at her like, I don't want your eggs.
Right.
Oh, some of them got hostile actually. A little bit.
I could see that.
A little
yeah.
bit on edge.
Yeah,
It's just like, what is this person?
Yeah.
Is this person fucking with me?
Right. Is this
Right.
supposed to be a joke? Right. What is
Right.
up with this? Right.
And she gave them eggs with some money in them, and there were some people that donated money back. Walking in the
In the Highlands with Easter Bunny, huh?
the hipster bars, the gay bars, everything. It's in Bardstown Road now.
Here's your slasher story. So there is this person who dresses up as the giant Easter bunny and gives out and does nice things. It catches on. There's a few other people do it. It's really like, this is fantastic. Easter, everybody, there's a group of people, just like people dressing up like a Santa Claus and going out and visiting or whatever. You're just walking up Bardstown Road, up and down Bardstown Road, handing out eggs full of something. But then there's one person who's taking it too far. And his version, or their version, is they're killing people. Now, there's this race. You want to try to keep doing good. Now nobody can, because now there's just one guy dressed up as the Easter Bunny.
Killed it for everybody.
Yeah, killed it for everybody. So now you have do-gooder Easter bunnies running around trying to doing detective work, trying to find this one slasher Easter bunny. And there's your movie right there. No?
We could tweak it a little bit. It's got some potential.
I'm trying to see if I have any footage. Oh, I do.
He said, "Hi," and I do.
Okay. That's not a very attractive Easter bunny.
Well, he did say he was an old moldy suit.
Yeah. It's got that like a little bit of cringy stuff. Yeah, that does not work for me. You
So
can't,
that's
I mean,
yes,
you
we
would
did.
not
Oh, we-
hand me anything looking like that.
That is a creepy looking bunny rabbit, though.
I mean, it looks like he's just had nitrous oxide and he's trying to hold in a turd. That's what he looks like.
It's kind of like some Pennywise kind of feel
Yeah.
there to his.
It looks like the whole time he's going,
Right. All he needs is red eyes.
yeah, no, I'm so sorry. I would not have taken anything. Be like, nah, it's all right. You go ahead.
So you can imagine how the and there were families, little children.
Everybody with the Easter bunny.
These are all my photographs. See, this was my job, was to document all this. See, look at this lady here. She's
It looks like she needs to not put the head in the bottom drawer until next year. She needs to keep that thing out to keep it a little fresh. And
well, I think
not so
Now, how long ago was
concaved
this?
in places.
I want to say this concave. I want to say she got the suit in a fire sale or something, and it's this was 2017, April 16th, 2017, and I did 2 years in a row with her. I think
If you or someone you know took something from this Easter bunny back in 2017, there you may have a lawsuit on your hand. Please dial. You can call the Hammer. I think he's going to work.
and then besides that, then we did go to the Haunted Hotel Easter version last year. That was the first time I think any local haunt has done an Easter version of anything. So, because it is becoming a thing. The Valentines have done this for years.
Yeah.
But I think Valentines lends itself to a haunt theme more than. In fact, we went to one Friday night. We were told your goal is to walk through and find Cupid and fucking kill him. That's what we were told.
Kill fucking Cupid.
So did you manage to?
We couldn't figure out where he was, but there's
That's probably a good thing.
like,
Um,
I wouldn't want to be Cupid.
it wasn't a little person in a little cherub diaper.
well, there
running
was an
around?
older woman with some little wings on who was standing by a bunch of filthy dishes and stuff, and she had a cigarette hanging out of her mouth, and we think that may have been Cupid, but
That says a lot about Easter. I think that's
Easter.
a sink full of dishes. Yeah, Easter.
A cigarette hanging out my mouth. Nicotine.
I've got a bunny costume downstairs.
Yeah, I had totally forgotten about the Easter Bardstown road trips, but
He said it's not just a job; it's an adventure.
I will have to post some of these.
So were
on
you
my
there
Instagram.
to document just in case something bad did happen?
No,
you were
she,
just
she
like-
wanted me. She wanted me to record. She wanted
Okay.
She wanted to have
she
the happy
wanted-
memory.
she wanted happy memories of the joy, the Easter joy that she was bringing to the masses.
Awesome.
Yes,
And there were kids that ran
she
up
was
to
in
her.
the Easter
Yeah.
spirit. Then
I mean,
Now, did she walk or did she
hop.
to place to place?
she would walk.
Okay.
Yeah, she probably couldn't jump very well with that big rabbit head on.
Come off every time.
Nope.
Well, I had like some frayed wires. You know, I would help her. I was like the handler. I would help her get into the costume, and then assist her as we
Watch
navigate
this crack in the sidewalk.
Bardstown Road. Yeah.
Step up.
Don't drop your eggs.
I think people were a little more surprised than they should have been because
Well, they probably hadn't seen nothing like that. That is pretty
was
original.
just a person in an Easter suit. Why is that so shocking? Though?
Well, because you're walking up Bardstown Road with a.
I would treat a guy who's dressed up like Santa Claus the same way. It's like, no, I'm good. I don't need anything from you.
Well, that's why I really want you to watch that Christmas Evil we discussed earlier because that basically is that.
Okay.
That is a guy who's obsessed with Santa Claus and gets a really nice quality costume and just starts walking out and doing some things that lead to a murder spree. But,
He said, "I'm all dressed up, ready to kill."
well, no, he was going out ready to be Santa, but he ends up killing people. He doesn't mean
Oh.
to. That wasn't his motivation.
Oh, it wasn't his okay.
No, it's not. It's not a.
Did he not get his coffee at the right time? He was like, fuck it. Killing everybody.
If you like John Waters movies, imagine that John Waters said
Okay.
it was his favorite Christmas movie ever, and one
Okay.
of his favorite movies ever.
I'm in.
If you like Serial Mom, and I was actually gonna be brave enough and try to watch some of his really early stuff the other day.
Waters?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I can't. Well, first off, I can't find it.
Mm,
I think you have to pay for it. It's not going to be free on Tubi or anything.
right.
And I believe there's scenes where they're like actually eating dog turds and stuff like that, and in the early movies like Pink Flamingos and stuff like that. So I'm not sure I really want to watch that. Then
Just knowing it exists. is
just
good
knowing
enough.
at some point, Divine
Yeah.
in the film eats dog turds and yeah.
Yummy.
And this is the same guy that went on to do Hairspray and
Right.
Crybaby and stuff that was more commercially appealing.
Early days were the passion projects.
Yes,
I
they were
always wanted
Yeah.
to do this.
You know what? I don't see in movies often enough.
drag queens eating dog turds.
Yeah. You know, wow.
I'll buy that for $1. Let's make it.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Well, there was always something a little off about his movies,
Oh, yeah.
and I never could. When I was younger, I never quite could put my finger on it. I did. I was way too young to understand.
Yeah, I believe that I felt like I understood, like, why. But it's like, to still want to watch it was something else different. It's like, I understand making that, even when I was younger. And, like, I'd seen interviews, and I was like, I get it, but I still don't want to see it. I guess.
So I got the idea all up here. I don't really need to
No, I actually
visual.
remember watching Hairspray and seeing Tracy Turnblatt's mother. And it was just like, this woman looks unusual. There's
Yeah,
just something,
yeah.
You know, and
That's, to me, that's the realism that he was trying to really find.
well, yeah, I didn't
yeah.
know it was really a man though.
Right,
It was just,
right,
you know, just,
right.
Like I remember seeing a RuPaul on some MTV show, and I had no idea that this was a man.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but yeah, Waters' early stuff. I would like to explore some of it, but like I said, hard to find some of the stuff.
It's not
We'll have to do we'll find one of them and we'll do
a review or something.
a watch together or something. Maybe we can just put the audio up and use this like
Yeah.
play now.
I mean, because if we made it through the Danzig film,
Did you all? Am I the only one?
No, I think you're the only one. Cause
no, I did. I watched,
watched
it all.
it all.
Now, see,
okay.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I had a ball just listening to y'all talk about it.
Guess what? You're gonna sit through it.
All right, I'll do it.
You really need to.
Well,
Especially-
when y'all own it, I'll definitely take
No,
it on
I
again.
don't-
Well, we'll rent it or something.
All
It's
right.
probably really expensive to physically own. I guess you could.
It's too expensive. Like, I'm not paying $20 to $25 to have a physical copy of it.
I was gonna say now I know
I
I've
will
seen the
rent
trailer
It. I will
because y'all,
rent it for $3.99 somewhere.
well, y'all sent me the trailer before, so I watched the trailer, but
I don't think his second one's ever.
What was it? The Vampires in the West or something?
Yeah, something
Yeah.
about the Death Riders of
Mhm.
something or another. I don't.
I think Danny Trejo was in that.
I believe he was. I think it got screened. There's been a public screening. People have gone to see it, so it exists. I don't know if that ever got a wide release or. There's one movie on Shudder right now. It is similar to only similar to Terrifier 2 in terms of budget. But actually, it's called Skinamarink. Skinamarink, you've heard of it? It cost, I believe, the budget on this was $15,000.
Okay.
This is something we could have financed.
Yeah.
$15,000 on this movie, and I believe it's already grossed close to $1 million.
That's beautiful.
And it's now on Shudder. What I understand about it is it's there's these kids and they're in this room and for some reason all the doors and windows start disappearing and it's a lot of just looking at scenes of walls and doors and people actually really love it or
They don't.
absolutely hate it.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. There's not many neutral opinions on it.
There ain't no unanimous vote on it for sure.
No. But
It's Skinamarink?
Skinamarink, yeah.
Oh, is this the... I think I've seen the trailer for this, and it's like all it does is...
In this house.
Yes.
In this house.
over and over again. And I'm like, I kind of want to see it, but they're not giving me enough.
But in this house, though, Jason.
Yeah, it's just...
In this house.
That's all it does. Where did it go? It just went away. Let's search for it again. There it is. Let's go see if I could watch the trailer.
In this house.
Now, when's this come out?
It's already out.
This is on Shudder.
But I mean, how long ago?
It just came out this year.
Oh, did it? Because it's kind of old timey feeling.
In this house.
Oh, you don't know.
So you've watched this already?
No.
In this house.
Is it haunt?
In this house. In this house.
Ooh. Someone left all their toys out.
Just rent an Airbnb over the weekend and shoot a movie. don't like babies crying in horror movies.
Jason don't like babies crying in horror movies.
I
In theaters 2023. Well, it has an older feel to it, that's for
find it,
sure.
Yeah.
Because I would have figured 70s or early 80s movie there.
No, those guys took $15,000 and turned it into something profitable, so they can.
Then what are we doing? I mean, hell, between
This
the
is
three of
where,
us.
hey, we're barely getting this podcast going. This is like $500. This is what we got right now.
we need to finance some shit.
We need to quit buying toys and go make a movie.
Well, yeah. Between the three of us, we can come up with a cool plot.
Donnie,
I'm sure.
we're gonna need you to sell your comic collection so that we may make a movie.
Oh, we're gonna pull a Kevin Smith in, huh?
Yeah. Credit card debt and
Dog him it up.
Well, we need to get permission from Disney to use the Nightmare Before Christmas stuff, right?
we're gonna do our own thing.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do a Super Bowl Sunday slasher movie.
Every Super Bowl.
Watch out for the dip.
Oh no, it's the halftime show. Watch Rihanna get her head chopped off.
Are those really wings? Beer run.
Maldr. You can say no. Oh, malfunction of the wardrobe.
Wow, so Super Bowl slasher.
Rihanna.
Yeah, I like it. We got to make up our own teams though, like the
slashers versus the corpses. I don't know.
No, we'll make them like at real states, but we'll change the football
Well,
names.
no. You wouldn't do that.
Yeah,
You-
like the slasher goes to
you use real teams.
he gets like, oh well, it's going to be played in Pittsburgh this year,
I'm going.
and he just goes on a rampage, and it's like
Well, I don't know that.
next year it's in
Your
St.
line, St. Louis.
Well, you would be showing the first one, the first time this happens.
Okay.
And then at the end of the movie, you could tease that he's going to be traveling to St. Louis at the
Yeah.
end of the. Well, they wouldn't have the Super Bowl in St. Louis, I don't think.
The Staples Singing Center.
It's usually,
if you leave in the middle of the play,
It's like going to one of those obscure banks that own something, or it's like
Chase Bank Arena.
KFC Yum Center. What if he was?
Yum.
So this slasher is just going in like the locker room and killing players during the halftime show and
he was the quarterback that should have been in the game.
Not going to be able to finish the game.
He got mad at the coach and started there.
No one wins.
Poor field goal guy gets his leg cut off.
and it's kind of like Jaws, in which they're like, well, we can't stop the game now. Think of all the money we'll lose. So they keep playing.
Keep going.
Oh no, the parking lot.
No tailgate party on this one.
He could
Charles right here.
he could somehow incorporate the cornhole board into a kill.
Cornhole.
On the 50 yard line.
Oh, we are so redneck. There's no way that they do cornhole at the Super Bowl. It's just too fancy for that. Right?
In the parking lot. I mean,
I
for
doubt it.
For the tailgating party outside. Yeah, I'm
I
sure.
really think. I hope so. I hope somebody's.
I mean,
I hope somebody's playing cornhole at the Super Bowl.
oh yeah, I'm sure somebody's out there playing cornhole. They got their teams on their board.
Shove someone head through the cornhole board.
See, we got some visuals already. Let's do this.
You would have so much outrage. There would be so much outrage.
Waiting in line to take a pee.
I almost think. Well, it's like So Silent Night, Deadly Night opened the same day as Nightmare on Elm Street. All right, but Nightmare on Elm Street is pretty freaking violent.
Yeah.
It's got some horrible kill scenes in there. which are, I mean, fantastic, but I mean, they're pretty gory and everything. So it had a successful theatrical run, yet Silent Night, Deadly Night was pulled just because of the Santa imagery of the two films. They both got some gore in them. Nightmare on Elm Street is probably gorier. But it ran while Silent Night, Deadly Night was pulled just because of the Santa imagery. So if you think certain things are very dear to the public, like Santa and like the Super Bowl, and we were talking about this, this Easter horror film. I mean, these things, I think people would have an uproar.
My child is going to watch this, and it's going to ruin their childhood.
Oh yeah, people that love football would, in general, be super offended by just the idea that some
Pigskin.
although yeah, so that really should get made, the Super Bowl slasher,
Yeah, I like it. Let's do it.
and he could have his own rap song.
What's in a hot dog?
We're not here to cause no trouble.
We'll do
Cheers.
ICP will do the the soundtrack.
Hell yes.
ICP, the halftime show.
You could probably afford them too at this
Juggalo
point.
cannons out. Or you get your Fago cannons.
Yeah, can't forget the
Their
fake.
heads exploding.
Because one of them can't really,
Fago.
one of them doesn't really do much anymore. I think it's Violent J. I don't
Yeah,
think-
one of them's got a podcast and just puts on the makeup and is still very
and
aggro.
he does some convention appearances, but I think Shaggy Two Dope is the main one, is the healthier one of the two.
Yeah.
He's the little guy.
Yeah, he's a little one.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, they could do the halftime show.
Oh hell yeah! So we could afford them too. I don't think they would.
If ICP is listening, hey, give us a call. We're gonna do this.
Well, that would be.
ICP.
Santa is a fat bitch. But at the Super Bowl. Look, you can see Brad's wheels turning over here. He's like, man, I can see this.
No, I think that would be great.
Now, is it modern or is it? Well,
Oh, no, set in the
well,
90s.
Here's the thing: if it's set modern, it's cheaper. But if it's set further back, then there's details you got to worry about.
Like we gotta have 1990s cars driving around.
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
Well, you already have to film this in some kind of arena, so that's not going to be cheap.
No. We just do it on the weekends.
Break into place. I don't know.
Break in the place, yeah, but you need a full of people. How many extras do you need?
Well,
Like a bunch of
what
cardboard
you do
characters.
Is you get a bunch of people to sit on one side of the stadium, then you film from that angle, then you film on the other side of the stadium with the same crowd.
It would really be cheap if we can get like family members. We'll just get a bunch of family members. I got enough kids to sit on one side.
This is true. They're going to be the part of it. They're going to be the crew that schlep equipment around and stuff like that.
And we need
To pump the fake blood.
Right.
you need football teams and a halftime show stage and everything else.
Get a little league team. bunch of 4-foot kids running around. Looks trying to make it look like a real football game. They're tired. They just want juice.
I want my.
All we have
a
is
box.
Fago.
They're all hopped up on sugar and caffeine.
Yeah, you can go to Big Lots and get a good deal on Fago. I've been noticing that. So you can,
Throw the
Okay.
2 liters around afterwards. Hell yeah.
Thum.
I think they just have the 2 liters and the 12-pack cans.
Maybe we should start off at being animation.
Little bit. Well, that takes time, and
Oh, well, I'm trying here, Jason. I'm trying.
so it's just going to be a written book.
It's going to be a comic
Just
book.
words.
We'll have little stick people in it with sports teams on their shirts.
Well, yeah, and you have to have a protagonist. Who's the protagonist of this movie?
The referee.
Is it Scotty who finally gets to go to the Super Bowl and his troubled past comes back to haunt everyone there.
Maybe his little brother went missing at the Super Bowl and was kidnapped, and now he's trying to.
Yeah, he's been
Give
living in a
revenge.
sewer below the stadium.
They left me behind.
Yeah, that's why it has to be set in the '90s because realistically now nobody could afford to go to the Super Bowl.
Right.
Right.
I mean, no, it is Comic Con. This is San Diego Comic Con. No one can afford to go to that.
But yet people still go.
People pay up.
Yeah.
People either pay a lot of money or they're.
When I went, I still don't know how much it was. Because somebody else had already bought the tickets, and it's like we settled up afterwards after like hotel and everything. But it
Probably
was
didn't want to know.
It was, I don't know. It seemed like it might have been 150 maybe. Something like that. That was just for the tickets to San Diego Comic-Con. But I could be absolutely wrong with my information.
How long ago was that? That was a while ago. Wasn't it?
Man. I couldn't tell you. I mean, it was before it really turned into something. Before, all the
Get
movie
all big and
stuff.
stuff.
I'm trying to place like what was,
Going on.
anything that would lead me to think, but it had been late 90s because it was before 9/11. So it had to been like 98, 97, 98. No.
We still living in
No.
an apartment,
No, because I was living out in St. Matthews.
so that was
either right before, like maybe 2000.
I was gonna say right before 2000 or during 2000.
Yeah, that might have been it. Yeah.
That's kind of when we all kind of split off for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll have to look it up now.
You and Stu?
No, it was Chris.
Oh,
and
come on, Chris.
A lot of his friends, or his wife, and I think it was just Aaron and I, because he and I were roommates. But yeah, I was completely unprepared to go, as far as money, knowing what to do, where to go. I mean, there was people already reading the thing. Oh, we're going to go see this. We're going to go do that. And it's like, what are you talking about? There's other things going on.
So it was all brand new for yeah.
Yeah.
And this was way before. I would guess now there's a very detailed app that you'd have on your phone.
Yeah,
that would
yeah,
tell
yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
where to go and what to do with everything.
But yeah, you need a chunk of money to get out there and a chunk of money to spend. I mean, you don't have to do any of that, but you're going to see stuff and
That
you're
you
gonna be
wanna want,
like,
yeah.
To be out there and not be able to buy
Right.
autographs and experiences and crap. It would seem odd to me to go out there and just buy this like random crap you could find at Target anywhere. But to me, if you're going to go out there, you're going to spend your money on
I bought like
autographs and
a couple of art books. That was during the time that I was working with Chris and making a comic book, and went and talked to. I could only muster up enough courage to talk to one comic book publisher and show him my work at that time. And even then, I was like, I like to draw. What do you do? Want to look at my stuff? And he gave me some great, criticism on it. And that was, because Chris and I were like, let's go talk to Image. And I was like, okay. But I was scared as shitless. Yeah, I was like, we didn't go. I was like, I don't know. I don't think we can do this. I don't want somebody to say yes. It's gonna be like, oh my god, how am I gonna do that? It took months to just draw that one issue, do that on a schedule, and still have a job.
And still have a job, right?
God.
Yeah, talking about moonlighting, man.
All right, what else?
well, I was saying I've been discovering how much I love the Tubi app and through there.
I have been using some Tubi. I've
Told you I've
been
been-
watching lots of Transformers stuff. There's some stuff, man.
I was too. That said, watching this.
It's so slopped together, some episodes that are just, because I watched the episode where Spike got transferred into Robot X or something like that, where he got into an accident and he transferred his mental abilities or his consciousness into the robot. And it was like just getting Spike's mind put in a robot was the only idea. Okay? They just cobbled together pieces of a story just so they can get to there. And then after that, I was like, okay, now what? But it was quite amazing and just very humbling. And it's just like, it made me sad, but it's like, I hadn't seen that one in such a long time. And I remember that, being a child and seeing that episode, getting, that whole idea of getting your mind transferred into a robot is like so fantastic. And now it's like, whew.
Oh yeah, there's stuff on there that, of course you were watching it as a 10-year-old and you didn't realize how. So I rewatched the Five Faces of Darkness, which was the season post movie.
That's what I'm trying to get to.
Miniseries.
I want to watch
the Quintessons.
Yeah.
And there are some amazing stuff in there. They would take some characters who never got any real screen, or you didn't think
Just
they did.
background characters,
But actually, one of them becomes like one of the most important, the triple changer Blitzwing.
Okay.
Because Astro Train has a huge role in the movie, and he's pretty important in all these. He's still, as the space shuttle, going out and getting all the Energon scraps, and the Decepticons are all barely functioning on this planet of, this like desolate planet in which they, after the movie, Galvatron's missing, or presumed dead. So Cyclonus and the Sweeps are kind of like in charge, but they're not a leader that they need, and so they're all fighting over Energon scraps and almost malfunctioning. And the Quintessons are show up. It goes into the origin of all the Transformers.
Really?
That the Quintessons created the Transformers.
Right.
And now want to destroy them because they lost them. They weren't controlling them anymore. So they gain control of Cybertron back. They want to manipulate the Decepticons, who are almost dead, into destroying the Autobots, make them strong again, use them to fight and wipe out the Autobots. The only one of these Decepticons, because Cyclonus and the Sweeps do go and rescue Galvatron from this.
Yeah, they're like some kind of lava planet
He's
or
stuck
something.
in a lava. He's like Vader on Mustafar.
Yeah,
Galvatron's stuck in a volcano, and he's super powerful still at this point. But so of all the ones, we have Soundwave in his tapes. We have all the combiner teams. Some Insecticons are still there, even though
they got turned into.
It appeared that they were turned into the Sweeps, yet they're still there because, of course, they were clones of them all the time. So. I don't think it was the three originals, but the two triple changers, Astro Train and Blitzwing. So Blitzwing, when the Quintessons show up and offer the Decepticons a deal, we're going to give you Energon, you just go kill some Autobots. Everyone else is just, the Stunticons especially, are just like, well, die here or die killing Autobots. What is the difference? If we just stay here, we're going to die, even if we don't trust these guys completely.
Right.
Blitzwing is the only one who stays back. He's just like, there's something that happened and I can't remember. So, when Cyclonus and the Sweeps bring back Galvatron, and the rest of the Decepticons are gone, Blitzwing is still there. And he tells them what has happened. So he goes with them. Ends up the Quintessons make the deal with Galvatron, and of course they're manipulating everyone. Their goal is to just like freeze all the Transformers, Autobots, and Decepticons with some kind of MacGuffin that they have. So Blitzwing, on a route back to talk to the Quintessons, overhears them. He hears the entire plan. He goes back to Galvatron and tells him. Of course, Galvatron doesn't believe him and dismisses him. He then has to go to the Autobots. He goes to Hot Rod and tells him, and then Hot Rod's not insane, so he actually listens to him. And once everything is out in the open, Galvatron, he banishes Blitzwing from the Decepticons. Calls him a traitor. You were working with the Autobots. He's insane. He doesn't realize that Blitzwing has saved everybody by telling
the Autobots.
The Autobots, and Spike, being the only human involved, was able to unflip the switch on the MacGuffin and unfreeze everybody. And it really just set up the Quintessons as the Zartan and the Dreadnoks. You need like a third.
A rogue team or rogue group that can just gum up the works from
That
time
can
to time.
function as the villain of
Yeah.
the episode. It doesn't always have to be Galvatron
Right.
is the main antagonist of the
Right.
episode. But it was fascinating because Blitzwing was banished and they never went anywhere with it.
Mm.
I think he was actually supposed to have been when Starscream's ghost comes along and possesses Octane, who was their new triple changer. It was supposed to have been Blitzwing because Blitzwing would have been banished and on his own. But they discontinued the Blitzwing toy and had introduced Octane as a new toy, so that's why Octane became the character in that. So we're not worried at all about characters and stories. We're worried about what toy needs to be sold.
Right.
In fact, what I understood is that the reason Starscream came back was that the Starscream toy was not discontinued in '86, along with the rest of the original Seeker jets.
Right.
You could probably still buy Thrust and Dirge and Ramjet because they still showed
Yeah.
up
Yeah.
from time to time on there. But no, it's all pretty fascinating to me. I think to go back and watch these and see that basically yes, they were just trying to
Yes.
Sell
products.
toys.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there were some good stories. in
Oh
there,
yeah,
too.
and it's amazing, how the super arc with shows like that now. There's always a larger arc, maybe a couple of smaller arcs in every episode and all that.
These are
This is
mostly
like-
self-contained.
Yeah, but these are the monthlies. Like a comic used to be. It's just like, here's this one issue, and here's the problem, and now we're gonna fix it. Everything's better now. But it is quite amazing.
I did watch the G.I. Joe, the Pyramid of Darkness, which I hadn't watched that one in a long. It seems like I'd watched the other two, the Mass Device, and watched that one a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
But Pyramid of Darkness, it is just fantastic.
I
And
don't recall that one. I'd have to.
well,
seek that out.
it's they had these
Is it Cobra Khan
these
or whatever?
cubes that they would set at different trajectories, locations, and then once activated with the satellites,
Yeah.
it had the
Okay.
fatal fluffies.
Okay.
Zartan takes over the Joe's satellite station with these little cuddly creatures that are activated and turn into giant monsters.
So that would have been before the movie. Does the movie? The
It's
movie
before the
change-
movie. There's no Serpentor in this.
Okay.
That's what I was wondering.
So does what I don't recall. I guess there was another 2 seasons after the movie, after the G.I. Joe the movie, or 1 season.
There's another Sunbow season,
Mm-hmm.
a Hasbro Sunbow Marvel
Right.
production,
Right.
and then it went into the Deke animation,
Okay.
and that's when that's when they brought back Cobra Commander and turned him back into a human in that season.
He had the silver and blue uniform.
Yes, and they put him into
Yeah.
silver and blue,
Yeah.
the battle suits. But man, there's some weird. Quick Kick has the most bizarre origin because sometimes with the Joes, a character would be introduced like Shipwreck.
Mhm.
I remember, I think it was Flint and Mutt were out stranded somewhere in a Cobra City somewhere, and they came across Shipwreck in this bar, and he helps them out and just hangs out with them. And that's how Shipwreck was
Yeah,
introduced
yeah.
into the Joe team.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just appeared as, here's our new recruit, Barbecue.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But Quick Kick, right? So in this bizarre storyline, I think it's Alpine and Bazooka, and then they're out there in the Arctic, trying to stop one of these cubes from being deployed. And they end up in some fight with some Cobra guys. They're about to be eaten by leopard seals. They're on this ice floe, and these 2 leopard seals are Storm Shadow and some ninjas are up there, and some Cobra troopers are watching them float, and they're going to be killed. All of a sudden, here comes this barefoot, shirtless guy out of nowhere in the Arctic, who
Because he's hot.
is able to assist Alpine and Bazooka take on Storm Shadow, who, in near seasons before had been like invulnerable, but
Right.
Quick Kick is able to defeat Storm Shadow and a bunch of Cobra troopers and help Alpine and Bazooka as they fight off the Leopard Seals. And then make sure they get this information back to the Joe team about these cubes. Now, his story was, why was he out there? So he had been filming a commercial for some kind of quickie, fudgy Blizzard bar. He'd been filming a commercial, and the director, decided to just abandon him in the Arctic and take his money and just left him.
Oh wow! So they get the footage of him, got his money, and just left him there.
He's a stunt man. Yeah, he was still a stunt man, and he liked to quote old movies. But here he is, with only
Just looking
pants,
at you, kid.
only pants and a sash on. I don't know how long you would live.
In the Arctic with the, yeah.
How long would you actually, and they
It
did.
never once stops. Nobody gives them a code or anything.
No, they don't even mention it. And I know that they had to use
That's a
certain
manly man
that they're
there.
going to use certain. Oh, the animation had to be cheap. They
Yeah,
didn't always, but we always saw Dr. Mindbender even had a coat on when they were in the Arctic.
Yeah.
I don't think he had a shirt on, but he had a coat on. No, I think you would see that you still saw a lot of skin underneath, but at least he had a
His chest was open, right? But
he
he
had a
had
fur coat.
right?
He doesn't even have shoes. Frostbite would, not the Joe Frostbite, but the actual Frostbite would have, because that was the new.
No pun intended.
That was the new. Well, that was the new Polar Trooper that year, was Frostbite, and so Snow Job, of course, gets his role reduced, and But anyway, yeah, that's just. I don't know how you could write that with this shirtless guy in the middle of the Arctic who's able to fight off a trained Cobra Ninja.
You want to be able to recognize him.
Storm Shadow's out.
That's his costume, anyways. A sash and short pants.
No, he had long pants on, black pants.
Okay, but still barefoot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's barefoot.
So you wouldn't be able to if he showed up in a winter coat.
No, I guess.
And
Yeah.
why are you trying to make a commercial in the Arctic about fudge brownies or something? That doesn't make any sense either.
Maybe it was like the Klondike bar or something.
Yeah, that's what I think it was, something like the Klondike bar.
It's minty.
Yeah.
What'd you do for a Klondike bar? Well, I would make a commercial in the Arctic.
And he didn't see them
With no shoes
leaving.
on.
Like, was the crew just one person? He says the director. There wasn't a crew, a camera crew. He didn't notice them packing up their gear and getting into whatever vehicle they had used to get there. He just was what?
Hey, where you going?
He must have stunk or something. He's like, man, I really don't want to ride back all the way to America with this guy.
No, he didn't want to pay him. He just took the money. He took his money.
He took his money and his shoes.
Yeah. I don't think he. So we're going to take a martial arts.
So he is not the smartest Joe of all,
in
then.
the Arctic. No, he was instrumental defeating the Pyramid of Darkness, though. And like I said, he's one of the.
I found my calling. I can't do commercials, but I can.
In this same episode,
Do this.
Snake Eyes and Shipwreck, of course, with Timber and Polly,
Yeah.
also go through this huge adventure and all kinds of stuff. Polly saves all
Just
of
the
them.
same bark over and over.
Some voice-activated robot that you have to say, "All hail Cobra Commander." And of course, nobody can. Snake Eyes can't even talk. You got a dog. Polly is able to duplicate the voice well enough. There's one scene where a Cobra trooper walks up to Snake Eyes and Shipwreck and says, "I don't remember it being okay for dogs and birds to be in here." And I thought, how long is this going to take before somebody walks up to them? You've got two guys. One's got a black mask and a visor on.
Yeah.
And Cobra outfits.